Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Nine's Wide World of Sports and Friday night live football. Tonight, the big one, it should be a beauty. Port Adelaide taking on Norwood. Join me once again, former Glenelg champion, Peter Carey. Peter, the weather tonight, much better than last weekend.
Oh, certainly a lot cooler, Ken. I think the players will certainly appreciate being out there tonight, and I'm just looking forward to this contest.
Well, just talking about both respective sides, of course, they have both started extremely well so far as the competition is concerned, and there you see 23.1 degrees, the current temperature, warm and humid, and of course last week about 32 degrees. The game just concluded, of course, was between Glenelg and South Adelaide. Now, if you don't want to hear the result of the game, what I suggest you do is either block your ears or put your hands over your eyes, because in about 3 seconds' time, I'm going to show you the result of the first game played tonight between Glenelg and South Adelaide, and the result was, and here we go. I thought it was a good game of football, actually, Peter, particularly the first half.
Yeah, the first half was very interesting, and there was some great play seen from both sides in the first half.
And South have certainly improved, Peter, haven't they?
Yes, yeah, they've got a lot of good young players playing there. Jeff Winton was particularly outstanding tonight, made a great debut with his new club.
OK, we're looking at the big game tonight, Peter. As I made mention, you've seen both Port and Norwood in their opening Foundation Cup game. Which side has impressed you most?
Very hard to tell at this stage, Ken. Port Adelaide against South, I'm not sure how good South are. And, there we see the lineup with some of the players that impressed me last week was Wayne Marnie. I thought his game was very, very good. Yep. Simon Tregenza played a couple of league games last year, a boy from Sacred Heart, and is a very talented player. We're going to see a lot from him this year. Phil Harrison back in the back pocket. I think he had an excellent year last year. The rucks are going to be interesting. David Hines, impressed me greatly. His performance in the grand final against Glenelg was very good last year. Obston Ginniver, that makes a very strong first ruck setup, and I think that's where Norwood's strength is too, so we're going to see some very good clashes there. And
of course, Port Adelaide's coach John Carl certainly had a magnificent record, particularly last year. That job to take the Magpies top was superb, Peter.
Unbelievable record.
I agree.
It'd be hard to really compare John Carl and Graham Corns. They're probably the two form coaches in South Australia at the moment. And, his record speaks for himself. His first year back at Port Adelaide in the Premiership, he can't do any more than that.
Well, Stephen, many people are saying that this is going to be Norwood's year, Peter.
Yes, they've certainly got a very talented lineup. Look at their ruck strength. Would have to be the two best ruckmen in the league, Hall and Hine, the best combination. Yep. Michael Aish back in today. I wonder whether he's 100% fit. I think we may only see him run probably a half. It's that half-forward line. We've got Mark Buckley and Tony Keenan, two big players.
Bit slow?
Yeah, I think they might be a little bit top-heavy, but it's early in the year, and obviously Barmy's just experimenting at this stage. And
talking about Neil Barm, of course, he's been with the Redlegs for a number of years now.
Yes, Neil Barm, I really think that he'd be looking for a premiership. It's 84 now, and, he's made it known to everyone that this year has got to be the year for Norwood, and perhaps if he can't get a premiership this year, it might be his last year.
Gee, he's happy, Sip, isn't he?
He looks very relaxed.
Very happy, man. Well, Sip, who do you think will win the game?
I'm going for Norwood. I just think they looked slightly better last week. In a tight last quarter, Norwood produced the goods. Yep. Port Adelaide seemed to slacken off in the last quarter against South Adelaide, so I think Norwood are probably a little bit more advanced in their preparation at this stage. Well,
Sip, I'm going for Port Adelaide. I think at this stage that Port Adelaide on paper looked the better side, so I'll go for Port Adelaide, Sip.
Well, we'll wait and see, Ken.
OK, joining Peter Carey and yours truly in the commentary box, former Norwood champion, Rocky Roberts. In fact, we'll go to David Mackay first on the boundary. David, your choice.
Oh, KG, I'm going for Port Adelaide. It's very hard to go against last year's premiers. Barmy's got a very good side, and I certainly think that there's a real chance that these sides can finish in the finals. And Port Adelaide aren't resting on their laurels. John Cale told me just before they came out in the field, they're still ready to recruit a couple of players. So already with a strong lineup, Rosonico out tonight with blisters of all things, and they're really after a couple of big-name players that could come to South Australia. So good luck to the Magpies.
OK, here's your commentator, Neville Roberts.
Welcome to Football Park, second round Foundation Cup against the traditional rivals, Norwood and Port, Hall against Hine. Redlegs away first, but Port Adelaide into attack quickly. Out in front quickly as Smith tries to give it off to Hines. But Francis, the steadier, pushes it back high to centre half forward. You can feel the atmosphere at Footy Park. Buckley caught without the ball, played it up a little bit. There we go, Timbers are in. She's on. We'll see a bit of this tonight. Port Adelaide to Norwood. Plenty of tradition, plenty of competition. And as I said, you can really feel it here, Ken, tonight. The atmosphere, you can cut it with a knife. and it really didn't surprise me that we got away to that sort of start.
Rocky, what is it between Port Adelaide and Norwood that creates this sort of situation?
Well, I think it's Port think that they're the toughs in the eastern suburbs, and I think Norwood think they're the workers down the Port. Maybe that's a bit of it. Maybe it's just the fact that they've both been very, very successful sides.
Buckley goes up towards centre-half forward, but it's Port Adelaide on that occasion, clearing, coming out of defence. This is Boyd with the football from half-back, comes towards Harrison. He takes a fine mark. Ideal conditions tonight here at Football Park. The big one, Port Adelaide playing Norwood. Up towards centre wing, the kick goes. Oh, Roman Smith high, can't take the mark. Free kick though to Visser. Darren Visser of Norwood, number 38. Comes to the junior grades at the Redlegs, the under-19s. Towards half forward he goes, Vandermeer in front. The ball is stumped away and the ball goes out of play. 1.5 minutes into the first term, Port Adelaide versus Norwood.
What a great opening it is. What a great game this is. Port Adelaide and Norwood, always a fantastic game to watch. And here we go, going for the bounce.
Out with it, Francis. Quick hands to Visser. Thomas, he'd like to use the ball. Nobody in the square. He's got to do something clever with it. Tries to get it down there, but unfortunately, Rosonico first to it. Gives it out. Delaney, Port Adelaide. Loose their shoe hard forward. Marnie over the top of the ball. Scanlon through quickly. Thomas again wasn't happy with his form last week, but he'd be happy with that. Vandermeer would want to have a shot from there. He's close enough to score. Only about 45 metres out. Well, the Redlegs would dearly like to get up to a start like this. Playing in as a resting rover. Hurried that kick a little bit, and it's offline. And at the 2-minute mark, Port Adelaide away to a 1-point advantage. And there's been a report.
Mark Tyler was reported, had a little confrontation with John Hall.
Well, there's Tyler, number 24, taking the mark on that occasion. Already he's had his number taken. Gee, fireworks galore here at Footy Park. What a boomer of a game it's opened up. Out towards Geneva. Top-class rover, Geneva. Towards the centre of the ground he goes. Stephen Williams. And what a year he had last year. Goes to Chanel. Chanel uses his pace, breaks away up towards full forward. Hellier, Hodges, Hellier. Pumps the ball through for a minor score. And you're right, Rocky, the atmosphere is unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, Ken, to use a common word. The crowd have really got behind this game, and it's very thick. Hellier out, underneath it. Takes a good mark as Foster can play. Talented player. Wants to get it in quickly. His target is Hodges. He's tackled well by Hellier. Forced to get away with it quickly. Storitsky keeps his cool, uses his balance. Hellier with backup. Buckley, long sleeve Guernsey. Just likes to wear it. Bends off beautifully. Scanlon, or is it Thomas, caught with the ball? It's a beautiful tackle. It was laid on him by Hines, and we saw his performance in last year's grand final. He really matured and came of age.
Hines up towards centre-half forward. Big John Hall, up go the big hands, and he takes a strong mark. Uses the player running well. Maynard comes back towards centre wing. Tyler with the football now. Is it out of play? Yes, it is, says the boundary umpire. Two field umpires tonight. Jeff Jeans officiating in his second game. He's the man on your screen. They go. Hines, but a free kick has been paid. It'll go the way of the Port Adelaide player. Hines, centre wing. Got a goatee little beard there. Very distinguished looking player. Half forward up they go. Hot mark. Hodges, strong hands. And a 15-metre, yes, quite right. Umpire Laurie Argent umpiring his 305th game tonight, right on the spot, and a good decision.
Yeah, Hines setting that up to Hodges. Hodges taking an extremely strong mark. Rowan Hellier just treading on the feet of Hodges, and Hodges has received a 15-yard penalty. Could be a costly mistake for Norwood.
Hodges going towards the lake end, Port Adelaide. Got Hodges, very deliberate. Wobbly old kick it to Shocker. Taken by Darren Smith. Marnie run down. Setri. That's a goal, I think. He's drilled it. That's the first for the Port Adelaide side. 1-1-7 Norwood, 1 point.
Welcome back to Footy Park. What a hot game we've got here tonight. Plenty of atmosphere. Tyler in your screen's already been reported. Had an incident with Hall earlier tonight. Across the ground is a bad kick. Keenan comes out with it. Gives Hine the chance. Harrison, plenty of pace there. He won't stop for anybody. We want to use it. Second kick he's had. puts it over the top. Ginevich goes back, plenty of courage, met by Muster. Ball on ground. Foster, Hall lost his feet, pushes it out. Plenty of desperation. And umpire Laurie Argent finds a free kick to Ivan Muster.
Muster, up towards half-forward he goes. Looking out there for Buckley. Will he get a free kick? He was held. And umpire Laurie Argent right on the spot. Plays on quickly. Onto the left boot he goes towards centre half-forward. Looking out there for Keenan. Ace with the crumbs. Beautifully balanced down his back. Superb work by Ace. Short. Beautifully put, Michael Ace. Is it a mark? Yes, it is. Van der Meer was the player. A mark or the free kick. Take your pick. Beautifully done, Michael Ace. Van der Meer, no more than about 35 metres from goal.
Interesting to see Mark Tyler playing on Mark Duckley. Mark Tyler is better known for his work in the forward line. Has picked up Mark Buckley, adding a little bit of height to Port's half-back line.
Van der Meer kicked 1 goal, 1 last week, and has begun his account this week offline. So Norwood only finding the single. 2 points they are now. They trail Port Adelaide 117 points. Delaney to bring the ball in. High, grandstand side. Goes towards Hines. The 45 there on that occasion wasn't Hines. In fact, it was Northeast. That was the player that gave him the lead. And unable to control it, ball out of bounds. Half-forward line for the Red Leagues. Players settled down a little bit now, getting on with playing football. Hall in ruck against Hines. Hall gets it. Van der Meer caught. Is a good tackle. Scanlon fighting hard in there. Another bounce.
Almost 8 minutes into the first term. What a torrid opening it's been here at Footy Park between these arch rivals, the Magpies and the Redlegs. Down goes the bounce. Big John Hall over the top, gets his left hand straight to Van der Meer. Chance now for Norwood through the agency of Scanlon. That handball came from Staritsky. Ball to ground. Francis hooks it back. It'll lob in the square. Buckley getting back, can't quite make the ground. Gains possession, runs round a player onto the left foot. Is it goal? Oh, what a goal, Buckley! That's the first to Norwood. It's Port Adelaide 117, Norwood 128 on 9's Wide World of Sports.
117 plays 128. Ward into attack. And not looking too well on your screen there, number 9. He's got the football. Hine on a lead, but Ace too. There he goes, down he goes. Around the head a little bit, but he's all right, he's up. Port Adelaide work the ball out. Setri with it now. Kick their first goal. Beautiful Shepherd. Good strong football, Port Adelaide, as Setri tries to centre the ball to Smith at centre half forward. A late tackle by Rodney Maynard. Just a little too late, but he jumped into him to try and hold him up and did that successfully. So Smith with the ball. Comes wide, looking for Hodges on a lead, but in the way, Justin Scanlon, a reliable half-back player.
Gee, what a great player Justin Scanlon's been for Norwood over many, many years. Buckley's his target, Hines up high. Tyler. Staritsky. And umpire Gene says it's my football, and I'll bounce just on the attacking side of centre for Norwood. 10 minutes into the first term, and what an opening it's been by both Port Adelaide and Norwood, a beauty. Keenan, Scanlon, a hurried kick away to half forward. Buckley, who started pretty well, loses the football. Tyler is there. Francis, geez, quick this kid, he really is. It's his third kick, looking for race. What great vision, beautifully put by the kid. Gee whiz, that was an incredible piece of work by young Tony Francis. Put that ball superbly.
Ken, very interesting how Michael Ace had the power to draw the ball off him, whereas Neil Hine was really the obvious target. Just profiles. Ace
with the kick. Has he got it? One on the goal line. He has. That's Norwood's second goal. 2-2-14, Port 117.
Norwood with a slight advantage. We've played 11 minutes first quarter, second round at Football Park. Port Adelaide into attack. Foster loses possession. He got it from and met very hard. Didn't see a lot wrong with that tackle. Body's going in beautifully at the moment. That was Marnie. He just won't get out of the way with anybody. Thomas. Once again, a bit soft. Marnie just putting a lot of body pressure on Norwood. Let's have a look at that. Didn't see it all, but certainly plenty of body in it. Nothing wrong with that. Smith over the ball. But It'll be Ivan Muster with a kick. Can kick a long way, this boy. He'll put it up for Aish. Hall won't be in the picture. Delaney over the top, gets a fist to it. Aish doing the crummy. Smith just looking for a body to hit. Aish is the body and he's holding the ball. That's the new rule. It's hot. Get rid of it, boy, otherwise you're gone.
Is that hot or not? Strike me, Pink. That's unbelievable stuff. Boyd with the free kick. Wearing jumper number 17 tonight. Buckley in front of the pack. That's been paid. He started pretty well for the legs. Oh, it's a wobbly old kick, but it's found the target. That's young Darren Visser. It's a centre-half forward. Into the square, the kick will go. Hine is there. Keenan, Delaney, to Boyd. Long handball, Chanel. Sits perfectly for him. Whizzes it back towards centre wing. Didn't really look where he was kicking that football. Muster towards Francis. Good defensive work by Geneva. Gee, it's a good game. Staretsky puts his body over. Thorpe with the footy now. Long kicking. Don't tell me he's kicking. No! Gee, it's great footy at the moment, Super, isn't it?
Yeah, Norwood has started very strongly. I feel they're using the ball a little bit better than Port Adelaide. I think what we're going to see is a few free kicks paid very quickly here because it's open at a very fiery pace and the umpires are going to look to take control.
So if it's sort of reminiscent of finals-type football, I can see the hair standing up on the back of your neck there. Get excited, only just out of it. Delaney.
You're right there, Rocky's giving me a couple of elbows in the chest there. Like a danger money tonight.
Yeah, I think Soup's not sitting too easy in the saddle tonight. Excited watching the Bays play a bit earlier. Laurie Argent, the experienced umpire with 304 games. He joins Jeff Jeans only in his second game. With the ball. Hall playing out of a forward pocket and on the ball. In he comes. Offline. 2-4 the Red Leagues, 16 points. They lead Port Adelaide 1-1-7.
Delaney. Big John Hall on your screen there. He's a mountain of a man. Fair dinkum he is. Flies like tree trunks. Kicks off Delaney. Chance for Tyler, who's already been reported. Oh, he's in trouble. Gets out cleverly. Back towards centre wing with a wobbly old kick. Fosdyke with the footy now towards centre half forward and Visser. A couple of useful things in this first quarter, the youngster. His third kick. Up towards full forward it goes. Hall from the side. Can he take the mark? No, the second attempt missed. Vandermeer falls over. So Francis has an airy. Put Adelaide, will they get out of defence? No, Buckley with the football. Hooks it around his body. Ace is there, has the set and takes the mark. Michael Ace with a chance now. Going back ever so slowly. He's had a virus for a couple of weeks, Michael Ace. He didn't play in the opening round of the Foundation Cup. Playing in a forward pocket tonight. He'll probably have a run on the ball a little later. Kick number 3. What's he done? He's mixed. Doesn't miss those too often, Michael Ace. 2-5, 17 Norwood, Port 1-1-7.
Greg Boyd will have to tighten up a little bit on Michael Ace. Very dangerous player around goals. Missing on that occasion, but you can't give him too many opportunities because he'll make full use of them.
No doubt about that, but gee, he looks sharp tonight. I haven't seen him look sharp as that for a while. Maybe that swimming he's been doing has been a big help. Delaney towards Hines. Fosdyke quickly in there. Francis, Hine back to Francis. Francis just trying to go sideways there like Nigel Mansell's sports car, but couldn't quite hold on to the ball. Look at the crowd. The league wanted 20,000. They wouldn't be far off it, enjoying the weather. Got a great game of football ahead of them. Plenty of atmosphere. And you're seeing it live on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Norwood go forward. Tyler in the way, and as we said, already been reported tonight, we'll open in a fiery clash here at Football Park. Ops across the ground is a little dangerous. Port Adelaide first to it. Phelps it was, playing at centre-half back. Rowan Smith back to Jagenza. Oh, great follow-up football. He'll put it inside. Gives it on there on that occasion to Williams. Williams playing out of the centre. High to Hodges. But didn't really give him the advantage there, Sue.
Yeah, Williams had the opportunity to give off to Foster, who was loose on his right. I don't think he saw him and just tried to kick long.
Found the umpire. Putting the ball back into play. Darren Smith. Over the top of the pack he goes. Maynard trying to work hard for the football. It's Geneva there, scrambly stuff at the moment, and the umpire will call for a bounce. It's Norwood 2-5-17, Port 1-1-7, 17 minutes into this first term of the Foundation Cup, round 2. Down to Vandermeer, hooks it back. Good mark has been taken here by Chanel. He's the son of former West Adelaide champion, Max Chanel. Good player, plenty of pace, plenty of courage. He'd be 45 metres from goal. Likes his chances. Going towards the lake end. His third kick. It's a lovely kick. It'll lob into the square. Oh, over the top. High and a beauty. Has it been paid? Yes, it has. That was a top mark by the big fella. Last year played, of course, for the Brisbane Bears.
Back in South Australia now. Kicked only 1 goal last week, but doing a lot of work. Beautiful mark. Muster kept his eyes on it. Came over the top. Went a little close to the man on the mark. That's his 4th kick. Brings it grandstand side. Underneath it, Keenan, playing it centre-half forward. Work cut out with him on Phelps. And Tyler pushes the ball out of bounds just to give the Port Adelaide side a bit of a breather. Diametric centre of the ground. Right in front of our commentary position here at Football Park. In ruck. Keenan against Hines. Free kick. Keenan in the back was the call.
Yeah, Hines has really got to just play in front there, Neville, and make full use of, the body he's got, because he was only against Mark on that occasion.
Gee, what a great gap it was by Fosdyke, setting it up beautifully now for Maynard. Maynard in towards the open goal. Ace for the set. Wobbles over the top.
Well, the after disposal free there was against Tregenza. And, the ball had been kicked out by Delaney, gone up and down the ground, and Norwood have brought it back with good possession, starting from Hellier through Francis, and to Hall. Now in your screen is young Staritsky. 25 metres out, directly in front of goals, and he would be a nervous young man. Only 14 senior games, but take it from me, you never get used to playing Port Adelaide. It's always as hard as it was the first time. A few nerves, but quite the right technique, and 1 point only. So Norwood now move along to 2 goals 7. That's 19 points. They lead Port Adelaide 1-1-7, and we've played 20 minutes of the first quarter.
Kick off by Delaney, goes out wide. Northeast is the player he's looking for, but the ball is tapped out of play. On the half-forward flank for Norwood. Great opening in this first quarter. Terrific opening. Going towards quarter time, it's Hines and Keenan about to do battle. Keenan over the top, ball to ground, hard body work. Boyd with the football. Francis gets it out. Vandermeer, Tyler. Tregenza with the football now, up towards centre-half forward it goes. All over the back of the pack was Lester Ross. Beautifully judged for a little man. Comes back into the centre of the ground. Vandermeer's the player he's aiming for. Scoops it up in the half volley. There's the siren to end the first quarter here at Football Park. What a great game between Port Adelaide and Norwood. Norwood at quarter time. 2-16. Port 1-1-7 on Nine's Wide World of Sports. See what a great first quarter it was, Peter. Fantastic. Tough, hard footy.
Yeah, it's had everything, Ken. I really think, looking at those scores, 2 goals 7 to 1 goal 1, Norwood have had by far the most opportunities. Kicks at the moment, Norwood have had 43, Port only 23, so there's been plenty of opportunities for Norwood, but Port are still in the game because they haven't taken full use of it, Norwood.
Yeah, great game of footy. Let's go back to our commentator, Neville Roberts.
Welcome back to the second quarter. Live at Footy Park, second round Foundation Cup 1989. 40,000 to the winners, 25 to the losers, or the second place side at least, and plenty of other cash for participants. Norwood and Port, both first round winners, looking for those dollars. Not much in it. The game opened pretty fiery. Smith now with the ball. Runs towards goal. He loves to have a shot at goal. On this occasion, shot the money is very good football. Possession football. Unselfish. Could have run the ball in and had a shot himself. Wayne Marnie. One of their best last week. Kicked two goals too last week. And, this wouldn't test him too much. Only 20 metres out, straight in front. One kick. That's a goal. One Port Adelaide dearly wanted. 2 goals, 1-13. They trail Norwood 2-7-19 on Nine's Widewater Sports.
Wayne Marnie there. Played 59 senior games, and if he can control his temperament, he would be a very, very good player, Super.
Yes, did a couple of silly things in the first quarter, but, you know, after that goal now, his mind will be back on the job.
Down goes the bounce. Up the big men go. Hine with the tap away. Fosdyke crashes the pack. Handball out, goes to Phelps. Sat upon by Buckley, if you don't mind, and penalised holding the ball. Gee whiz, that's quick. That really is quick. Buckley now. Kick number 6, Buckley. Duck is onto the ground for the first time. Couldn't take the mark. Port Adelaide strong in defence. Thumped away by Delaney. Back towards Harrison. He handballs towards the safety of the line, and that's the way it goes, out of play.
Thought last week Mark Ducker possibly had one of the worst games I've seen him play. Obviously be looking to a little bit more this week, Neville.
Well, there's no doubt about that, Peter. It's one of those games where the harder you try, the worse you get. And we felt for him a bit last week, but let's hope tonight's a little bit better for him. Geneva. Smith playing in front, where a centre-half forward should be. Gives the ball out quickly to Obst. Northeast now with plenty of time. Goes towards Hodges, a little high. Gives the full-back in Hellier the chance. A beautiful tackle on Claby by Smith. Trying to burst his way through was Muster. Ross on the ground. Has to get rid of it. Claby keeps his feet, works his way out, gets a boot to the ball. Loose. Rolling towards the boundary line. Chanel at first to it. Well, Hines it was, with a beautiful pickup for a big man. Chip shot to out on the full. I don't think that's where he wanted to go.
I tell you what, Soup, sitting here watching the pace of this game, the tempo, you've got to be missing playing, surely.
Oh, certainly. It certainly would be good to be out there at the moment, Ken.
Lester Ross with a kick to centre wing. Oh, a strong mark. Hines. Kick number 5. Towards centre-half forward. Not a good kick. Wasn't put well. Staritsky over to Buckley. He's having a boomer so far, Buckley. It's kick number 7. Bounces beautifully for young Ducker. Great handball to Thomas. Couldn't take it with the hands, Thomas. Loses the football. High handball. Thumped on by Tregenza. Staritsky with the football now. Dummies. Back towards Thomas he goes. Thomas, his first year back from Fitzroy. Ace for the chance. Out of the pack. Loses his balance, falls over. What's the decision? Oh, Rocky, they are red hot.
It just gets to the point, Ken, where I think if you're on the ground, you just can't keep possession. You've got to knock it towards your goal, and I think that's the objective of the whole thing. Northeast it was, tried to get it forward. Scanlon puts a tackle on Geneva. Oh, they're absolutely hot. Soup, you and I, we wouldn't get near the ball.
I think we wouldn't want to get near it. We're holding the ball before we touched it, Neville.
As quick as your hands were, Soup, I reckon you would have been caught a few times. Scanlon it was, pushes it in. And Hines gets back to give his full-back and backline a hand. And don't the backline players love that? Tyler takes the receiving ball and the Magpies are away. They like to run it. Maynard from behind, punches from Smith. Thorpe takes it home. Great tackle, Smith. Holding the ball's the call out on it. Foster, tackle by Lester Ross. Hine couldn't hold it. A bit high there on Setri, possibly. That's the way the free kick.
Gee, I'm impressed with this young kid, young Setri, Adrian Setri. He's a goer. He likes to mix it with the big blokes. Kick number 3. Up towards half forward he goes. Hodges pushed in the back, not seen by the umpire. Working hard was on that occasion North Adelaide player Hellier. It comes out to Vandermeer. Back to the centre of the ground. Up, went up high. Couldn't complete the mark. Tackled by Scanlon. Illegally, according to the umpire. Umpire Jeff Jeans. Barmer's not happy at all, and I don't blame him either. I'm on your side, Barmy. They're too quick. Free kick. Obst. Hodges the player, can't take the mark. Hellier with the crumbs. Back towards centre wing. Battle here. Vizza. Tyler. Over to Chanel. They sat upon. The ball goes out of play. I tell you what, Soup, you've got to be quick to get a handball or kick in this game.
Certainly, I think all the players would be looking for at the moment is a bit of consistency with this holding the man, holding the ball rule. I don't think the players really know the interpretation as yet.
I think you're right, Peter. Stephen Rowe's getting ready to come on. I think it's an indication that Neil Barnes worried about the crumbs possession. There's just not enough Norwood players at the crumbs at the moment. Pretty tough footy out there. Head high. Starisky, the receiver of both the head high and the resultant free kick, pushes the ball grandstand side. Tyler over the top. Visser, one will Shepherd, and that's Vandermeer. Had to. Good tackle. Visser's good enough to get it out. Francis will be run down. Oh, clumsy tackle. Had him cold. All he had to do was go sideways. We pushed him in the ground. No experience in that, Harrison. Should have done it better.
Gee, it's a great game of football. It really is. There was that crude tackle by Harrison. Well, this is a great game of football. The crowd here at Footy Park are absolutely loving every moment of it. Back towards centre wing it goes. Good mark by Hine. Running player is Francis. Francis towards centre half forward. Beautifully put to Keenan. Keenan, ducker loose, doesn't quite carry. On the half volley, that's holding the pill. I agree with that one. Good decision umpire.
Yeah, Mark Ducker still lacking a little bit of confidence.
Too right he is, Peter, and on that occasion probably should have been a bit quicker with his hands. Port Adelaide in possession now as Smith pushes it wide to that Eastern-style wing. Thorpe in the bright Puma boots. 2-1-13. Port Adelaide, they trail Norwood 2-7-19. We've played 7 minutes, second quarter. Second round Foundation Cup, and what a beauty you've got live on 9 Sports. Muster, hands and knees, tosses it towards the boundary line. He wanted it towards the boundary, couldn't get there. Foster chips it back inside. Marnie does battle against Clavey. A couple of tough boys there. Wouldn't give an inch. They just dent each other.
Fancy being in between them, strike me pink.
If you had any sense, you wouldn't, would you, get on the screen? Fosdyke, he might be having trouble with those chronic hamstrings. Over the top! Oh, Hines! Sensational grab. Harrison, that was Hines' 5th. 4th it was. Harrison's kick. Oh, Hodges high too. They're all having a go at it. Quick hands, Hodges out to Smith. Open goal, he goes in. Offline. The game's alive, Ken. It's fantastic. 14 plays 19 on 9's Wide Water Sports.
Fantastic mark by David Hines then, and then kicked it forward in a beautiful reflex kick by Scott Hodges, but unfortunately not finished off by Darren Smith.
Kick in. Players working hard. Hobbs wanted that football to Geneva. Geneva to Setri. Adrian Setri into an open goal. It's a wobbly kick, but he's got it. That's his second. And Port Adelaide 3-2-20 hit the front here at Footy Park. Norwood 2-7-19.
It was a couple of years ago, I guess, when I first told you about the top quality kitchens made by my son Albie. You know, Albie Turner and Son. Well, he's still making some of the best built-in kitchens you can buy. Albie Turner quality, through and through. And his prices, well, it won't cost you an arm and a leg. Anyway, if you want a built-in kitchen or bar, call into Albie Turner and Son. 2 locations, Holden Hill and Brighton Road, Brighton.
1 point the difference in favour of the Magpies here at Football Park. We hope you're enjoying it as much as we are bringing it to you there at home. Through Tregenza. This game has had everything, high marking, plenty of aggression at the footy, bodies over the ball. The ball's moved quickly, plenty of skills. Both coaches couldn't be disappointed. And of course, they start to get disappointed about minor mistakes, things that just give the advantage to the opposition. Hine, on that occasion, gets the knock. Quickly from Francis to Thorpe. Keenan tries to push it over the back. Hines playing behind the mark. One kick behind the play. Ball out of bounds. Centre wing, eastern side of the ground. 10 minutes gone. First quarter, second quarter. First quarter. I'll get it right eventually. Second quarter. Getting advice here. Taking advice from everybody. I need a calculator.
Rockets the game. It's the pressure of the game. It's fantastic. It really is. Umpire Laurie Argent about to get into the action. Down goes the bounce. Up the big men go. Thumped away. Chance for Tregenza. Has the football now. Goes to Stephen Williams. He'll be run down. Oh, he's lost the footing. Illegal tackle in the back. But fortunate that occasion, Stephen Williams on the free kick. The free kick was there. Kick number 2. Fine mark. Taken by Maynard in defence for Norwood. Handballs to Hellier. Hellier Wobbles one towards the half-back line. Tregenza again there for Port Adelaide. Tackled by Staritsky. In goes Hellier again. Working hard with Thorpe, and he's been awarded a free kick. Thorpe on the half-back flank. Outer side. Kicking Norwood out of defence. Up they go. Ball to ground. Visser went without the football. Claby. A hurried kick. Stephen Williams with a chance. Francis over to Hine. Harrison over to Chanel. Oh, he dropped the mark. He should have taken. He made the mistake. Back towards Harrison. There'll be a push in the back. And it's Harrison against Stephen Rowe and a 15-metre penalty kick.
Port certainly working a lot better this quarter. After Norwood having the advantage in the first quarter, 9 scoring shots, Port have taken over and their players are really starting to run. Tregenza, Hines all working well. Stephen Williams coming strongly into the game.
To right they are. Norwood bounced back. Francis uses his pace with his 8th kick. Beautifully put to Ducker. That's what he's been waiting for nearly for 2 weeks now, Mark Ducker. To get out in front, not to contest with the body as much as he has been, but to try and lead to the ball, draw the footy. And he's usually a very reliable kick in front of goal. Second season of league football.
Been coached ably by Neville Roberts, so we'll certainly see whether there's any fruits to Neville's coaching.
Thanks for pointing that up, Soup. Let's hope he kicks it. First kick, and he comes. Oh, yours, Pete.
Well, there you saw the fruits that Super was talking about. Gee, Rock, that didn't go down too well last time, did it?
No, mate, he's obviously forgotten a few things I've told him.
OK, Delaney about to bring the footy in. And we see Port Adelaide 3-2-20. Tied away with Norwood 2-8-20. Back towards Buckley. And the ball forced out of play. Paul Buckley not happy about that, threw his arms back. The way Mr. Martin's been handing out suspensions, that's not a very clever thing to do. But mind you, he's played well, Buckley, he really has. Boundary umpire about to start proceedings once again as we see Neil Hine coming off and John Hall going on. Hines will put Adelaide in front. Over the top, young Bizzer working hard with Francis. And umpire Laurie Argent will call for a bounce down. We've played 13 minutes into the second quarter. Second round of the Foundation Cup, and what a game of footy it's been so far. Tapped away by Keenan, taken by Boyd. Boyd handballs out wide. The ball out of play. Stephen Rowe tackled on that occasion. That's like the tackle. Had it on again. Oh, Tempers being a bit Stephen Williams there, and Rowe. Here we go, boys. Wow, strike me pink. Laurie Argent, Jeff Jeans in there, Clavey, Foster. Take your pick, Sue.
Gee, this is great stuff, Ken. Fantastic.
You're not allowed to say that, Pete. You just go quiet, boy.
I think I'd sooner be in the stand here, Pete.
Some tough stuff out there. It's, you know, it's a game, and a Port Norwood clash, you know, what better to happen than a little scuffle.
Nicely put, Pete. Bit of pushing and shoving, bit scuffle. Centre wing we are. Scores tied away. Football Park, the traditional rivals. We've got a sense of Peter Carey tonight, I think. Paul gets the knock. Against, free kick against him, though, goes to Hine. Harrison provides the run. Oh, he wouldn't be happy with that kick. Towards the boundary line. Very lucky it didn't go out on the full. We'll have a throw-in just in front of our commentary position.
Yes, and Buckley and Harrison, they had a private war behind play, so it is on at the moment. There's Buckley with North East with him. Scores tied away at the almost the 15-minute mark of the second corner. Hall gets the tap away, but on this occasion wins the free kick. Big John Hall on the half-back flank. Kick number 3, up towards centre-half forward. Buckley is the player. He can't complete the mark. Rowe with a footy now. Ducks the head, gets away with it, kicks back towards half forward. Visser in there, Jennifer for Port Adelaide. They huddle the ball in, and umpire Laurie Argent. And your skin at the moment has certainly earned his money tonight. I can assure you of that. Bounce down. Bumped away by Port Adelaide. This is Chanel. Handballs over to Wobbs. Doesn't want the football. Kicked it away, or thumped it away. Thomas, gee, trying to breathe out there. A high tackle on Scanlon goes unnoticed. It's heavy stuff at the moment, if you don't mind. Foster is there. Hines. Gee whiz, it's hard stuff. Hines towards Darren Smith. John Hall comes in. Smith to Rowan Smith. Back to Darren Smith. The Smiths are everywhere. Out he goes towards Tregenza. At a half-foot. He'll be run down. Gets rid of the footy to Hodges. Oh, this is super stuff at the moment. Pressure is enormous out there. Tregenza into the square, but Maynard dropping back takes a great mark.
Pressure, it's just fantastic football, Ken. You just really don't get 5 seconds to have a look around, not even a second, as Norwood relieve the pressure. It was Rowe that missed that. Port Adelaide into attack. Williams with the ball. It's slow getting it in. Going to push it in high. That's his third kick. Underneath it, Hodges. Up he goes. Plenty of Norwood people there with him. Ross pushes it out the back. Muster. Rowe ends up with it. He got it from Hellier. Keenan a long way down. You get a kick, chips it around the corner. Goes straight back to Hine. Hines uses it. It's got Chenauer. That's the way it goes. And made good space then, Chenauer. Long way out, too far to score. We'll just push it in. This will be his 4th kick. Looking for Hodges. Over the top. Hall does it well. Gives off to Muster, and the legs are out of problems.
Yeah, did it well, John Hall. Good mark on that occasion to Sturitsky, number 11. Out towards Rowe. He'll be run down by Rowan Smith. Gets it over to Muster. Muster back to Sturitsky. Norwood working the ball out of defence. Back towards centre wing. Up high went the Port Adelaide player and Hines. But a free kick will be paid to Buckley for interference. Buckley about to put the Redlegs into attack with kick number 8.
This game's got everything at the moment, Ken. There's fierce tackling, long kicking, high marking, the whole lot. It's a great game to watch.
Delaney goes to Phelps. Harrison. Chance for Geneva. Working the ball beautifully out of defence. This is Foster. Towards half-forward. Not a good kick. It's all Norwood here. And Muster chips in for a chest mark. Back towards half-forward it goes for Norwood. Dropping back there. And it's Tylor. Tylor out to Foster. Foster with a left foot kick towards half-forward. John Hall in front of the pack. Should mark and he does so. Gee whiz, it's quick football. To Sturitsky, over to Muster. He's in trouble. Tackled by Tregenza, loses the footy. Stephen Rowe working hard. Runs past the footy and holding the ball. Gee whiz, against Andrew Walsh. Sturitsky wins the free kick.
That was a tough decision. I thought he was given very little opportunity to get rid of the ball when.
Well, Peter, you just can't hold on to the ball at any time. You've just got to concede possession. If you're the only player there and there's opposition around, they can just walk away with it. I mean, it just defeats the whole purpose of desperate football. Nonetheless, it's tough out there. We're in the centre of the ground. Maynard looks around looking for a free kick. Marnie in there, holding the ball's a decision. That's going against Claby, the same sort of rule. You've really just got to push the ball towards your goal. Get rid of it. Don't try and hold on to it at all. And don't try and bring it in. Harrison across ground is good football. His 8th kick. Hodges underneath it. Oh, great mark against good opposition. I was nearly going to make the comment that it was too high and put him under too much pressure. He was against Hall and he was against Hellier. And Milbarn would probably be sending out a message in a minute to ask John Hall why he couldn't get a fist to that. He was well and truly underneath it. Let's have a look at it. Not good enough. 2nd kick, Hodges. In he comes. Hasn't kicked one tonight. Didn't kick one last week. He'll have to wait for the 3rd week.
Kick off. Goes out towards Hellier. Hellier kicks around the body. Hines dropping back there. Dropped the mark he should have taken. Loses the football. Goes out of play. So very worried John Carl a few moments ago. Concerned about poor kicking. But gee whiz, I tell you what. It's been a torrid affair. It really has. Hall. Darren Smith. Sturitsky coming out of defence. Norwood into the centre of the ground. Vandermeer. Great attempt. Does a run over the football. Tyler pushing it forward. Chenauer coming in. Buckley is there. Chenauer cleverly does it. Over to Stephen Williams. Pirouette's out of trouble. Back towards Marnie. Throws the ball onto the boot. Back towards half-forward. But a courageous mark by Scanlon. Scanlon comes towards Thorpe. Thorpe on the defensive side of centre. Norwood now trying to build up their attack. Scanlon, a wobbly old kick to Vizza. to Mustaf. Supported by Thorpe. That's good work by Mustaf. A wobbly old kick, but it goes straight to David Hines, who's playing a super game for the Mac.
Good pressure and forcing the mistake there from Norwood. Port Adelaide. Rowan Smith, good hands, gets it off to Chenower. Smith playing in front. He's a good centre-half forward. It's the end of the second quarter here at Football Park. And Port Adelaide doing it well, Ken.
Yes, they certainly are. Port Adelaide 3-3-21. Lead Norwood by 1 point. Norwood 2-8-20 on 9. Wide World of Sports. Welcome back to Football Park, and at half-time in a great game of football between Port Adelaide and Norwood. It's the Magpies in front by 1 point, 3-3-21. Norwood 2-8-20, and Peter, super game of football, isn't it?
Oh, it's been so tough. Yeah, there we've got the goal kickers. Young Adrian Setter with 2 goals, Wayne Marnie 1. And for Norwood, Michael Aish 1, Mark Buckley 1.
Peter, I've never seen so much pressure in a game of football so early in the season in a long, long time, Sid.
Well, it's very much like a final. The pressure's been there, the tackling's been on, it's been fierce, it's been competitive, it's been a great game. Probably not one of the prettiest games you'd watch. There's been a few loose kicks and a few handballs missing their targets, but the pressure's been there, the crowd's been right into it, and it's just been a very exciting game to watch.
Well, of course, we've got some magnificent action there, some high marks, but the tackling to me has been absolutely scintillating. It has, the tackling.
Oh, just the pressure from both sides has been tremendous, and I think this is one of the reasons some of the mistakes have come out. There's been more mistakes than we'd normally expect from these two sides, but it's been directly due to the pressure. And what about some of the fights? Haven't they been tremendous? Yeah, I've still got vivid memories of Craig Kelly and Greg Phillips last year.
Yeah, right.
And it's on again this year. Fantastic.
So, have you seen the ruck duel so far?
Been very interesting. I think John Hall and David Hines have both had significant effects. John Hall's work in the back line has been excellent. David Hines in that quarter, I think, started to get into the game. It's going to be interesting to see whether David Hines can last the game, because he's up against 2 very good ruckmen in Hall and Hines.
OK, we've got Neville Roberts and David Mackay, of course, on the boundary line there. And, fellas, what's the atmosphere like on the boundary line?
Oh, KG, it's sensational down here. The crowd really is getting behind this game, and why wouldn't they? What a humdinger of a game. I've never seen so many punches thrown since the Mike Tyson fight.
Well, it's certainly aggressive. There's plenty of atmosphere. There always is with those traditional rivals, but there's plenty of atmosphere down here.
Yeah, what about tomorrow at Lameroo when West Adelaide take on North Adelaide on Sunday, Rock?
Well, they'll certainly enjoy it, David. Of course, West Adelaide lost their last encounter against the Bays and wouldn't have been pleased with that.
Well, that's their first hit out, Rock. That's not that important.
No, but they also lost very badly to Centrals in a trial game earlier than that and didn't score after quarter time. So Kevin Morris got his problems. North Adelaide, on the other hand, had a win and had some very good players. The Jarman brothers, Craig, Redden, were very significant, and it's probably the best start to a year I've ever seen North Adelaide get away to.
Well, what about some of the players they've picked up? They've done pretty well. They've lost a few. John Roberts, Max Parker have retired. David Wilde and Steve Riley are uncertain. Kevin Fisher is uncertain still.
Yes.
But they've really picked up some very good players.
Yes, they've been the Horsham Wimmera League, of course, McClure, Natoli, Lyle, Marshall. They have done well, and let's hope those players can perform well for them in Lameroo.
I think they will, but I'm reliably informed that 3 of the 4 new chums will play on Sunday, and that should be a really great game, and we'll be back to cover the other games in just a moment.
David, thanks very much, and of course, super quickly, West or North on Sunday?
Oh, after North's effort last week, they were sensational. I thought West were a little bit disappointing against Glenelg. I expected them to make more of a game of it. But, I haven't seen anyone play that well in the first game of the season. And North by streets, if last week's form's any indication.
I agree with the Super. I'll go for North Adelaide. We'll take a short break and then come back with more light footy action here on 9's Wide World of Sports. Welcome back to Football Park, and of course on Monday night, live football action once again with 2 big games in the Foundation Cup competition. The early games to play Woodville. Sep, how do you see it?
Well, not seeing the game, obviously, up at Woomera, it's a bit hard to judge how good Sturt are. I thought Woodville were quite impressive last week. It was only in the dying minutes that Norwood actually escaped with that game. So not having seen the sides and knowing that Sturt have lost the type of players they have, the Delinas, Underwoods, Sack, they've lost some very good players. Smith, Popplestone, there's 5 or 6 players that they've got to replace, so I think they're going to take a while to introduce some new players. So having seen Woodville last week, I'd have to go for Woodville.
David Mackay and Neville Roberts, how do you see the first game on Monday night, boys?
I tend to agree with Super, KG. Woodville is certainly looking very good. The only problem that I have is who they're going to replace at full forward. Stephen Nichols has left, of course, and gone back to St Joseph's in Geelong. Rocky, who are they going to use there?
Well, they've got a young fella from ex-Perth and Northern Territory, Phil Takovich. He's only 19.
Say that again. Go on.
Takovich. And he's only 19, very strong, can run, lead, kicked 114 goals in about 9 games in the Northern Territory. I think they're putting some hopes on him. But both these sides performed well in their last outing. They weren't disgraced, and it'll be a good contest.
Sounds like a horse race form, Rock.
Yes, well, it is. I'd have to stay with Sturt on this occasion. I just think Rick's got them pretty enthusiastic and playing some good football.
Well, KG, it's great to see that we've got Neville Rocky Roberts tipping this year.
That's unusual. Well, boys, while you've got it down there, how do you see the late game between the Bulldogs and the Eagles?
Oh, it's a walkover for the Eagles, KG, no doubt about that.
Well, how about David Mackay?
Did he play a couple of goals for the Eagles?
I mean, he got a couple of kicks.
Well, if you were here at Football Park last week and saw Central's performance, I think Neil Curley wanted to get out of town for a week.
Rocky, I got a bit of info on you on that. Curley ran them right into the ground during the week. He trained them Monday night, Tuesday night, and he ran them very, very heavy on Thursday night, and then he expected them to come out on Friday. I think he might have been foxing old Curls.
Well, he might be trying to get a price about his side early in the year, but there's no doubt that Torrens have opened up the season well. They've got a couple of good recruits. Shaki playing well at centre-half forward. They'll be hard to beat, and Central would want to find some form very quickly.
Yeah, very, very, very quickly for Curl's form, but I think if it's an indication, Curley really didn't take that as seriously as he might have, and I don't mean that in a derogatory fashion. I think he's really just working his players into a bit of form at this time of the year. KG, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I think Curls will react to that loss against North Adelaide. How do you feel he'll react to that, Soup?
He would have been absolutely ropeable, Ken. I don't think there's any doubt about that. It was a pretty soft performance from Centrals, and they've just got to come back from that.
I'm sure they will, and of course that'll be the game we'll show you live on Nine's Wide World of Sports on Monday night. Back with more football action right after the break. Welcome back to Football Park, and of course, just digressing for one moment, it has been a super first half between Port and Norwood. There's a magnificent game of cricket going on at the Adelaide Oval at the moment between South Australia and Tasmania, and there you see the coverage by Channel 9 will be live tomorrow between 11 and 12:30 tomorrow, then between 4:30 and 5:30. That's of course extended. It was going to be between 5:30 and 6, but seeing the game is at an interesting stage, we've opened our hearts here at Channel 9, and we'll go to the game between 4:30 and 5:30. It should be a marvellous contest. Well, Seba, there's been certainly plenty of highlights so far as this game is concerned. Probably none bigger than that magnificent opening by both sides.
Oh, it was great. There was players going everywhere. It's just the sort of opening you'd expect in the grand final.
Yep. And there was no big guitars. And here we see the opening, and you know, pressure, a tense atmosphere, a high tackle, and we saw what's actually started it, Soup.
Yeah, I think Mark Tyler will be sorry to watch that replay, Ken.
Yeah, that was certainly tough stuff, that is for sure. And of course, there's been some magnificent marks. Even though the pressure's been great out there, Soup, the marking has been absolutely superb on occasions.
Yes, there's been a couple of classics, some real humdingers, and here we see Scott Hodges taking a magnificent mark. Eyes on the ball in front of Hellier. It was a beautiful mark.
Got a good pair of hands, Soup, hasn't he?
Oh, he has. Magnificent. He's not that tall either, but he can certainly compete with the best. A shocking kick there, but great work by Smith and Marnie working hard out to young Adrian Setra and kicking a goal.
Yeah, I was most impressed with young Adrian Setra. I think he's got a very big future. He had a very big year, of course, in the reserves last year for Port Adelaide, so he could be a young lad we'll see a lot more of. Michael Ace, was his first Foundation Cup game. Doesn't he read it so beautifully?
Oh, he's just got that ability to find space. You know, Greg Boyd playing on him, just can't afford to give him a yard because he'll just find that little yard, and Norwood are always conscious of where he is and they'll always use him.
And Soup, that was the pocket that Graham Campbell said you can't kick a goal from.
That's right. Unfortunately, he's not here at the moment, but we can certainly have a go at him. It was a beautiful kick.
We'll let him know. And of course, Hines. Neil Hine, what a great mark by Neil Hine on that occasion.
Yes, Hine and Hall have got that ability to drop back, and they're so dangerous along that last line of defence. John Hall's been taking a couple of big marks along the back lines, and there we saw Hine doing the same thing, reading the ball coming over the pack.
Beautifully. OK, we'll take a short break and we'll come back with the exciting third quarter here from Footy Park. bounce down to start the third quarter here at Football Park. Players jumping on the footy. The pressure, obviously, will be as tense as it was in the first half in this quarter. It's Port Adelaide 3-3-21, Norwood 2-8-20. Tapped out wide. Chance now for Thomas. He kicks towards half forward. Pascoe going high, couldn't take the mark. Pascoe on. Ducker with the football. That's Boyd around his body, back to centre wing, looking for Rowan Smith. With him is Rowe. In fact, it's Thorpe, and it's out of bounds on the full. And a free kick will be taken by Norwood. Staritsky is the player. Towards half forward. Pascoe went high, couldn't take the mark. Ace coming in there and receives a free kick for a puts in the back. Now Michael Ace straight away into the action.
We've got Mark Buckley off, Andrew Pascoe into the forward pocket, and Mark Ducker out to the half-forward flank.
I suspect that both coaches are trying to do something to just get an edge. Pretty tight, pretty hard to get a margin. It's Francis. He's looking for somebody. Beautifully intercepted by Chanel. One hand, second grab. There's a tough defender. Runs at the footy all the time. Gives them a lot of rebound. That's his sixth kick. His target is Smith. Beautifully put. Off they go. It's Foster around the corner. Left foot. Once again beautifully put. That's Marnie. Over the top. He's got Setri into space. There's a free kick against Lester Ross. That'll go FAD. Foul after disposal. It'll be taken by Adrian Setri. And Adrian Setri getting a better angle for himself, using plenty of maturity, and you can see that on your screen. It was late, no doubt about that. A bit clumsy by Lester Ross, he knows better. 20 metres out. Adrian Setri has 2 goals, one in the first, one in the second. His fifth kick. A talented player on this occasion, lets himself down a little bit. He wouldn't be happy with that. So Port Adelaide 3-4-22. They lead Norwood 2-8-20 in the third quarter here at Football Park.
Professional free kick, I feel there, Neville, by Lester Ross. I think Setri was running into an open goal and the umpire pulled up play to pay the kick after disposal.
Penny with the kick-off. Obbs went high. The Hines, another chance for the Maggies, but it's hit for Rowan Smith. He's into the pocket. He's tackled and thrown away by Clavey. Body's going in hard. Setri is there. Hooked around the body by Hodges. Up towards full forward, but Maynard ever reliable in defence. The lead comes from Ducker, a long way away from his half-forward flank. He's at half-back at the moment. Northeast with him, wearing him like a glove and forces the ball out of play. Ducker a long, long way away from that half-forward flank. Hall and Darren Smith. Darren Smith, Obbs to Genza. Geneva got a high tackle, will be paid, holding the ball was the decision. Playing is the call. Francis away with the footy, back towards centre wing. Ducker in front, can't take the mark. Vizza uses his pace for a little bloke, bounds away. Kick number 4 towards centre half forward. Boyd coming out Delaney. With him there is Hine. Delaney does it cleverly, gets a good handball away. That's good stuff. Tylor towards centre half forward. Up they go high over the back. A chance now for Hodges. Hooks it back as he kicked it. No! Just missed. That's the second point. Port Adelaide 3-5-23, Norwood 2-8-20.
Great play by Roger Delaney out of defence there, setting up the opportunity, giving the handball out. Unfortunately, Scott Hodges didn't finish off for Port Adelaide.
Scotty Hodges finding it difficult to kick goals at the moment. He's going through a very similar patch that Ducker's going through, and unable to find the goals. Neither of them kicked a goal in the opening 2 games this year. The full forwards or prime forwards finding it hard. Hind again, geez, finding some spring at his feet. Maynard plays on. Setri may have been called on. Muster over the top of the ball. Buckley caught. And, paid for too high. Thought it might have been another one of those holding the balls. This will be his 9th kick. This comes along the line. Run a goal. High as Keenan. Sees it into his hands and completes the mark. He'll want to move it on quickly. He's got Ducker running into space behind him. Vandermeer held up. He's going to run it over the line now. He's going to use Staritsky to do that. His target again is Ducker, but they're too slow and they pay the penalty. Chanowith defends.
Back onto the left boot. Beautifully put to young Tregenza, who's played pretty well. Tregenza goes towards half forward. Foster is there. Ball met by Hall, and you'll get a free kick. Foster Sees the loose player, good vision that occasion, goes to Geneva. Geneva over the top. Darren Smith doesn't quite carry. Coming in is Scanlon. Maynard is there. Forward for Norwood. The handball out to no one in particular. Lester Ross. Gee, it's scrappy stuff at the moment, but the pressure's enormous. Sachi with a high kick. Up towards full forward. Thumped away, ball to ground. Maynard loses the ball. Hodges in there working extremely hard. Can't pick it up. Out to Rowan Smith. Back to Hodges. Port Adelaide with a chance. Left foot. What's he done? Way to the goal umpire. What's happened? A free kick. Been brought back. A free kick. There you see the crowd. Oh, gee whiz. Are they getting excited? Free kick has been paid. We're well on the umpire. It appears to be going to Scott Hodges. Scott Hodges. Umpire Laurie Argent right on the spot there. Now, can he convert? Then he kicked 2 points to this stage. Kick number 5. Punch on behind play, but it's through. Goal number 1 on Nines Wide World of Sports.
Adelaide have kicked away to a 9-point lead. Back in the centre, Marnie. He's a mover. Gets in, puts his body in, fights for the footy, earned a free kick, wants to go on with it. Moving the ball quickly into their forward line is important to Port Adelaide. They've got some dynamic forwards. They'd like to get the ball 1 out. First to it, Thomas. Caught, great tackle, Obst. Holding the ball, rightly so. You won't see much better than that. Not a chance to look, to give, or to breathe on that occasion, Peter.
Well, really, Neville, I thought that was a little bit severe. I think it's not the new rule we're talking about, where a player dives on the ball. I really don't feel he had an opportunity to get rid of the ball on that occasion.
Top line, and Port Adelaide frittering away a few chances. 4:6:30, they lead Norwood 2:8:20.
8 minutes into the third quarter, and what a magnificent contest we're seeing. The kick-up comes towards John Hall. Big crowd here at Footy Park, absolutely loving every moment of this game. Kick number 4 for Hall towards Buckley, but good defensive work by Tylor, and he's had his number taken early in the first quarter. That's how torrent the opening was, I can tell you. Darren Smith and Hall. Beautifully done by Hall to Maynard. Maynard, kick was a wobbly one. Oh, the mark paid to Hines, but you saw it on your screen, he didn't mark it. Over to Marnie, away the Maggies go. Poor kick, goes to Geneva. A high one, into the square. Hellier, Hodges, thumped away. Hellier recovers quickly, pushes it out to Ross, and he'll get the free kick, Rowan Hellier. It was a high tackle, it's on again. Gee, there's no beg your pardon between Obst and Clavey. Umpire calls it on that occasion. Jeans, thumped away. Comes the way of Muster. Norwood into attack towards half forward. The kick goes. Vandermeer keeps the ball in front of him. Dummies the handball. Draws the player over the top to Keenan. Keenan can't grab the football. Northeast comes in, uses the body cleverly. A chance for Harrison. Harrison. Kick number 9 towards centre wing. A great mark to fall.
Was a good mark. Just pumping it up there a little bit, looking for 15 metres. Thomas. To Buckley. The Redlegs go forward. Out in front is Delaney. Hines slow to it. Really wants to be leading the race to the ball there. Pushes it forward. Only to give Boyd the opportunity. It's a careful kick to Harrison. He'll use his pace around Norwood. Delaney there. Once it was. Shakes off a tackle. Sends them forward. Long screw punt. Thorpe again. Misjudges it. Ronald Smith. Beautifully taken. Clean hands. Darren Smith now. Caught. No holding the ball. Brenton Clavey. Straight through type of player. Gives Ducker the run of it. See how he goes here. Usually pretty cool with the footy. Back to Vizza. Has a look on his wrong foot, which is his right. 5 kicks. High in the square. Can he catch it? He can't. No crummers for the Redlegs. Delaney carries it over the line and Port Adelaide reliever side. Relief is imminent. 2 goals, 9-21. Getting excited. Port Adelaide 4 goals, 6-30.
Yeah, Port Adelaide starting to move the ball. Norwood have really got to start using the ball a lot better if they're going to get back into this game, because I feel that Port are really looking strong at the moment.
Darren Smith over to Paul Northeast. Well, here's a chance for the Maggies now. Stephen Williams, a panic to move in towards Hodges, or dropped the mark he should have taken. Recovers superbly, however. Chips one away, missed. Gee, what a great tackle that was. By, is it Lester Ross or Muster? Muster, superb tackle. And it's on again. Strike me pink, Rowan Smith. The kick-off. Out towards Muster. Will he touch it before it goes out? Yes, touch. And a throw-in to take place.
Scotty Hodges really impresses me up forward. He's in front on every occasion. He gives himself the opportunity, not quite disposing it quickly enough with the ball on that occasion.
Because he wouldn't find many games like this in his defence, Peter, to be under that much pressure. But Ben's comment, it was a great tackle. And on the occasion, Smith kicking it out on the full. So Norwood will bring it in. Back pocket. The Magpies towards centre-half forward. Marnie high against Scanlon. First to recover. Puts the Magpies back into attack. Thorpe in the road. He goes on with it. The Redlegs want to move quickly. Now he's put Thomas under terrific pressure. He's got Williams and he's got Janelle. He's up to the contest on his left foot. It's a really exact kick. But Northeast very cleverly just got a hand to it. Held up play. And wrong-footed ducker. Ginnivan now with an opportunity. Lester Ross with him. Thorpe lends a hand, pushes it over the boundary line to take some of the pressure away. 31 plays 21. Port Adelaide just holding that 10-point lead, Ken.
Super, this pressure's been maintained from the first bounce right through this game so far. It's unbelievable that there's been no relief at all.
Yeah, it's been tremendous, actually, Ken. I think Port have had more use of the ball this quarter, but Norwood are just hanging on by scragging and tackling, and there we see another case of a good, strong tackle.
Yes, another case, and Justin Scanlon, there's the big fella. Neil Baum, he's not smiling at the moment. He's not a happy man at the moment. And they trail by 10 points, the Redlegs. Down goes the bounce. Hall. Taken by Maynard. Oh, chance now for Port Adelaide through Tregenza. Does it cleverly, gets a handball. Up to Tyler, he's met by a brick wall. Buckley is there, into the pocket, his straight kick goes, and it goes out of play. Gee whiz, you get the football in your hands and you're met by about 4 or 5 players, and do they meet you? Umpires Laurie Argent and Jeff Jeans officiating tonight. That's Jeff Jeans in your screen at the moment. His second league game. Over the top when Andrew Hobbs, a chance to Rowan Smith. Rowan Smith offline again. Minor score, so Port Adelaide 4-8-32, Norwood 2-9-21.
Neville, Port Adelaide have had the wood on Norwood in the last 12 months. Is there any other reason, apart from your retirement, you could explain that, Neville?
Very kind of you, Sue. Tends to run in patches. Norwood had the wood on them after 82, but prior to that, Port Adelaide certainly did, and more lately it's been Port Adelaide. But I'd like to think it was something to do with me, Sue. Lester Ross, off he goes. Running himself into trouble. Want to do something quickly. Pushes it to the wing. Keenan underneath it. Strong mark. Will be paid. Get it on quickly. Since Aisha's gone off the ground, Norwood really haven't looked dangerous in the forward line. By comparison, Port do with Hodges. Ducker. They need a forward, Norwood, and they can't find one at the moment. Vandermeer knocks it out. Thomas, quickly. Or Starisky it was. Vizza runs into a brick wall. He's up to the challenge. Tough it is. Scanlon. He'll go straight through. Vandermeer. Back to Scanlon. Nice touch. Francis into space. He drops it. Should have taken that. Vizza gets around Maynard from centre half back. Goes Gowards. Not too much there to go with the Redlegs. 3-9-28 to 32 points on 9's wide world of sport.
And Michael Ace has taken a fantastic mark at half forward. Port lead by 5 points. Kick number 5 for Michael Ace. He may have hooked it. It's coming back. Will it come back enough? Not on the goal umpire. No, only a minor score there to Norwood. They go to 3-10-28. Port Adelaide 4-8-32. The difference 4 points. What's this magnificent mark by Michael Ace? Delaney. Kick goes over the top of the pack. Stephen Williams towards Rowan Smith. He recovers first, but he'll be met by Claby. Head down over the football. Doesn't lack any courage, that's for sure. A chance now for Thorpe. Thorpe to centre wing, Ace in front. Beautifully done, Michael Ace. Used his body first against Boyd. It's his 4th mark. Half forward, Buckley. Free kick has been paid. It'll go the way of Port Adelaide. Northeast is the player against Ducker for a push. Played pretty well, Northeast. Kick number 5. And 4 handballs. Rowan Smith taps it over. It's taken by Norwood through Muster. Muster towards Vizza. Now the umpires are picking out free kicks. Right, left and centre, if you don't mind. Vizza with the free kick.
Yeah, by their style, it really stilts the game, Ken. It's just free kick after free kick, and much of it is really quite soft. But nonetheless, that's the way they want to do it. Their job, not mine. So I'd like to see it flow a little bit more. It's been such an exciting game that we'd see a lot more of that pressure. Phelps pushes the ball back to the wing. Looking around the corner, and very lucky to see that land in, I thought. Loose kick. Norwood half-forward line. 32 plays 28, nothing in it.
We've seen Craig Lum on now, replacing David Hines, going for this throw-in.
Lum now. Done a terrific job, Hines. Over the top, when Keenan taken by Michael Aish. Bumped by Boyd. Tregenza hooks it back. Northeast. Andrew Obbs, very skillful player. Obbs gives Stephen Williams a run of the footy. Up towards Hodges, coming out Hellier. Hellier over the top. Is a chance for Darren Smith. Runs through the pack. Flanked by Marnie. Marnie hooks it back. Oh, having a shot, but it's all Norwood there. Hellier. Well shepherded by Maynard. Hellier will go short. Thomas. The runner is Lester Ross. Tyler, but the ball taken by Buckley. Away the legs go now. A chance Thorpe, beautiful pirouette. Back to Buckley. Well, Buckley used the pace he had, but he knows so quick. Buckley in towards, ball forward. Delaney getting back. Delaney marks. Is it paid? Yes, it has. Delaney with a great mark. Right on the last line, Sue.
Great mark by Delaney there. Mark Buckley is showing signs of being a lot fitter this year than he was last year. Had a limited preparation last year. This year he looks like he's going to be an important player for Norwood.
Particularly in that centre-half forward position. He moves around, and he'll drag those centre-half backs around with him. Give them a moving target. Ball against Janauer. Janauer's free kick. Bill Baum growing older by the second. Good coach. 8th kick coming up. Deep into attack. Screw punt. Difficult to mark. What they'd like to use them. Behind the pack is Hodges off the ground. He'll probably go. Great defensive work. Here we are. That typifies the night. And that... not only Norwood, but Port Adelaide have done that similar sort of action all night.
Yeah, Rowan Hellier's had a pretty good night on Scott Hodges. He certainly is desperate and gives it his all.
The kick-off. A chance now for Muster. Back to Staritsky. Norwood into attack. Can they get a major on the board? Keenan in front. Bumped away by Phelps. A chance from Mark Ducker. Gets the handball out. It finds Muster. He's in trouble. Maynard took his eyes off the ball at the critical stage. Allowed Tregenza in with the tackle. Buckley playing for the free kick. Not paid. Darren Smith. Now the Maggies with possession. Tregenza's played pretty well tonight. Up high they go. And a free kick. We go to Port Adelaide. And it's Hodges. Hodges on the half-forward flank. Going towards the lake end. We're 20 minutes into this third quarter. On Nine's Wide World of Sports. Into the square it goes. Up high the pack goes. What's happened to Port Adelaide? Mark. Oh dear, oh dear. It's Marnie. The Norwood defenders don't like it. Clavey and Hellier are arguing with the umpire, who is umpire Laurie Argent. Marnie and a 15-metre penalty kick. Marnie boots the goal. Has he? Yes, all clear.
Any roofing expert will tell you that if you live around here, your roof has to be corrosion resistant. If you want to talk about roofs, talk to us. Monia, Top Cat in Roof Tiles.
Holden's big new V6 Commodore is the first car ever to win Car Australia's Car of Australia, Modern Motors Car of 88 and Wheels Magazine's Car of the Year, all in the 1 year. The critics obviously love it too.
There is an alternative to a bank or building society. You can become a credit union member and enjoy all the benefits offered by these unique financial cooperatives. Credit unions offer easy low-cost loans, convenient payroll deduction savings, competitive interest rates and a wide range of services. And at your credit union, you'll be treated like one of the family, and there's nothing as secure as family support. Phone to join the credit union family.
Well, you've rejoined us, Port Adelaide. Trumani have kicked a goal. And we'll have a look at this magnificent goal straight out of the centre. See Sedri pick it up. Chenoweth. Let's go. Long kick. And from the back lines, Port Adelaide bring up a second goal in just as many minutes. Takes them along to 45 points, and they've opened up a gap which Norwood wouldn't be very happy with at all.
No, Rock, 17 points the difference now. Great goal by Chanel. Thumped away. Can the Redlegs come back? I'm sure they will. Vizza kicks around his body towards half forward. Ducker, northeast. An open paddock. Ducker first to the football, but northeast. Gee whiz, he's played a super game. Goes to Chanel. Can he kick a football or not? He kicks it a country mile. Up towards half forward, but it doesn't find its target on this occasion. And Maynard chipping in. Well, it's a big job for the Redlegs now. They trail by 17 points. Neil Hine. Chance for Ducker, but a free kick has been paid to Norwood for a high tackle. It's Muster. Ivan Muster. Well, he doesn't know quite where to go. Finally goes back towards half forward. Ball to ground. Marnie. Stephen Williams with a chance to set up a game for the Maggies. Runs around Scanlon towards half forward. Hodges is his target up high. Dumped away by Hellier. Taken by Lester Ross. Muster again, back towards centre wing. Ducker. Can he keep it in play? Well, he can. No, he doesn't. Ball goes out of play, centre wing, out of sight.
I think the difference at the moment, Port Adelaide have got something to aim at up forward. There's Johnny Cale. Should be looking a lot happier than that at the moment.
Looks 110 at the moment.
His fantastic coaching record, 10 years, hasn't ever finished lower than third with Port Adelaide. Many coaches can claim that. Port Adelaide seem to be a little bit more in control now. Jennifer Williams, not as much pressure on them as they go forward. In the way, Maynard. The forward line just functioning a little bit better than Norwood's. They found the winner. And Hodges, although he's kicking a lot of goals, he really is a focal point and getting a lot of possessions. Pine has to set Norwood up. Buckley gives him the run. Up he goes. Ducker from behind gets the crump. He's set upon. Off the ground was Tregenza. Hellier, straight through, quick kick. Norwood will have to get some men there. First to it will be Chenoweth. Thomas out of his hands, in danger. Chenoweth is asking that question. Scanlon smiles and said, maybe next time, fella, not this time.
Chenoweth's probably not the prettiest looking footballer out on the ground at the moment, but he certainly has been effective. He's played a great game on his wing tonight.
10 kicks and 4 handballs to Chenoweth. Kick back towards the centre of the ground. Phelps over the top. Gee, it's strong body work at the moment. Back into the pack was Ducker. And there's the siren to end the third quarter here at Football Park on Nine's Wide World of Sport. With Port Adelaide 6-9-45, 17 points in front of the Redlegs. 3 goals, 10-28. Welcome back to Football Park, and there you see just how much pressure is being applied by both sides here at Football Park. This has been a magnificent contest, almost physically impossible to get a kick. And of course, one thing that's impressed me, Soup, has been the fact that Port Adelaide are giving Scotty Hodges, the full forward, plenty of room in which to move.
Yes, I think they've used their forward line far more effectively than Norwood tonight. And Ken, we'll just have a look here on the computer board how they're setting it up. We've got Scott Hodges across here, Rowan Hellier, his opponent at the moment. We've got Port's forward pockets, which are Rowan Smith and also Tim Ginniver, Wayne Marnie, playing right up on the centre line, which is around this area here. So effectively, they're giving them Scott Hodges quite a bit of room to move. He's got this whole area. And you'll notice when Port Adelaide attack along this wing here, they continually keep bringing the ball into the forward line, into that area there, and they do it from the other side as well when they've got the opportunity. So the Scott Hodges, they're giving him a lot of space to move, and Neville, probably a similar sort of style to when you used to play at Norwood.
Yeah, but Peter, we wouldn't never on that coming up that wing there, if you can just point that out, coming up this wing there where you are right now, if you just coming up that wing, we would never actually kick the ball across in front of goal there. We would actually bring it out in his vision, coming along virtually onto the grandstand side, but going across where that arrow goes off to the right there, that really does open up. If you lose possession there, the ball goes straight down the ground. So what Port Adelaide do, and they do it very well, is when they do take that risk and Scotty Hodges comes straight down the ground, they really get players underneath it. You know, they get the Setries, they get the Marnies, they get Williams there, and they protect the area.
Very good. They have read the ball off Scott Hodges' hands on a number of occasions, and as you said, they've got the Wayne Marnies and the Stephen Williams and the Darren Smiths running into that area, so they don't really run that risk of the ball being run out quickly because they get numbers around the ball.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly what they're doing. It's working very well for them. They've got a lot of open areas. Norwood, on the contrary, are trying to overuse the ball, possibly, Peter, because they just really haven't got a target that's firing for them on a regular basis.
Yes, the last couple of years they've struggled up forward, Neville, and it was evident there. They don't really know what to do with the ball once they get to the half-forward line. They don't know whether to kick long to Hall or, you know, look for Ace in the pocket. And it must be a concern for Neil Baum at the moment that he hasn't got a focal point on that full-forward line.
So I'm sure they've got Payne to come back and, of course, Anderson to come back. But I think Payne's the only one that can really make a contribution to the forward line. Buckley's doing well there, but he's sometimes a difficult player to read because he does push off of people and you don't know whether he's going left or right, and often you've made your lead before he's actually ready to kick.
Yes, and I guess Norwood last year, Neville tried Mark Ducker up at full forward. Seems like he's out of touch at the moment. Won't be long till he gets that touch back, but you know, from my personal point of view, I think he's a half-forward flanker, not a full forward.
Yes, you mentioned that last week, and I've seen him play there, and he's kicked a lot of goals on a half-forward flank, probably needs the space. One of the weaknesses he has at the moment is he just tends to want to lean on people. He wants to body people, and I don't often see the boy actually get out on a strong lead, demand the footy, and take it out in front of his eyes.
OK, there's the siren to start the final term here of this Foundation Cup match between Port Adelaide and Norwood, with Port Adelaide in front by 17 points. Down goes the bounds, up they go. Tapped away by Port Adelaide, looking for Foster. If it is Norwood with possession now through Thomas. Out he goes to Muster. Muster back towards centre wing, but Port Adelaide in front there, and a strong mark has been paid to Northeast. He's had a good game, he really has. Back to Tregenza. Over to Ginniver. Ginniver towards half forward. Oh, Clavey! That's a courageous mark. Oh, then plays on foolishly. Put the player under enormous amount of pressure. That was Thorpe. Hall, a long handball, beautifully put by Hall. Gee, Staritsky had soft hands then. Gets out of it. Vandermeer. Over to Muster. Oh, he dropped the footy. Norwood got the thumbs at the moment. He's in heaps of trouble. Muster. Play on is the call. I've lost the footy, Norwood. Here's a chance now for Pascoe. Buckley with a high kick. Back towards centre half forward. Harrison in front. Can't take the mark. A chance for Francis. He's been pretty quiet tonight. Francis with a handball. Gee whiz, they're messing it up, Norwood. They really are indecisive in these opening moments of the final turn. Back to Thorpe. Thorpe to Vandermeer. Can they finally do something with it? No, they're messing about. Up towards centre half forward they go. Port Adelaide, and it's Boyd with the mark.
Yeah, Norwood are fumbling a hell of a lot. I just wonder whether the ball's a little bit slippery or perhaps they're just taking their eye off the ball before they've controlled it fully, Neville.
Well, there's no doubt that Port Adelaide have put a lot of body pressure on them, and maybe it's Norwood that are just showing a bit of a Fisher first. Pascoe there with Delaney, hunting in packs. They do that well. Boyd, he goes out of bounds. I take your point, and maybe that is the case. It's quite often when, as you know, Peter, when two sides are at each other with their body all the time, eventually someone has got to start to feel it a bit more, just to not get there quickly enough and drop the pressure a bit, and then you see the ascendancy rise. Smith, good hands. Tyler, been in everything tonight. Tyler right in the opening bounce. Staritsky to Scanlon. Redley's trying to work it out. Thorpe on his left foot. A reliable kick a lot of the time, an unusual kick. He's offline, and the Redlegs really did need that one. That's 3:11:29. They trail Port Adelaide 6-9-45. We played 2 minutes of the last quarter.
Yes, and you're watching Friday Night Live football on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Great game, it really is. Good crowd here at Forty Park. Have enjoyed every moment of the game. Delaney kicks out. Thomas, Chanel. Big Neil Hine lumbers in, takes possession. Goes back towards centre half forward. Pascoe went up high. Rowe with the crumbs, but he's sat upon by Ginniver. Pascoe again, only a youngster, gets it out to Buckley. Buckley, wobbly kick in towards full forward. Harrison. Oh, gee whiz. Luck's a fortune. Harrison bounced beautifully for him. Back it comes, back towards the half-back flank. Chanel. Pascoe, Chanel, strong mark. Geez, played a good game tonight, Sue.
Would have to be one of Port's best tonight. He's really impressed me. He's going on with this week. Last week he dropped out in the second half.
Steve Armand just come on at three-quarter time. Young Norwood player come through the ranks. First game, Geneva does the crumbing. Francis with him. Harrison. Very stable back line, Port Adelaide. They use each other. They're not afraid to go backwards to get out of trouble. Delaney has a look through the centre. Finds Tyler sitting by himself. Tregenza now giving plenty of run. Lovely. Well, it was beautifully put over the top of Thorpe. And well run into space by Smith. This will be his 7th kick. Exciting player. Playing out of a forward pocket or on a wing. Belt from half-back. Long. Hall in the way. Oh, that's soft hands. Should have taken that. Hobbs gives Marnie the opportunity. Marnie into an open goal. That's his 3rd. Port Adelaide doing it well on Nines. Wide World of Sports.
Ball's at centre-half forward. The ball taken by Francis. Kick towards full forward, but the ball tickles out of play.
Haven't seen a lot of young Francis tonight. He's been pretty quiet after playing a scintillating game last week and being largely responsible for Norwood's win.
22 points, the Magpies in front. We've played almost 5 minutes into this final term. Can the Redlegs rally? It's in their full forward area. Working hard as Buckley out. Tries to get the handball out, but gee whiz, it's a magnificent defence. Hines received the handball from Geneva, but didn't complete the job properly and boots the ball out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Norwood. A chance for Big John Hall. Loses possession. Geneva. Scanlon. Setri. Finally, the umpire will call for a bounce down. Umpire is Jeff Jeans. Comes the wait, but a free kick has been paid to go the way of Norwood, and it's big Neil Hine.
Pretty crude work then by David Hines. Neil Hine playing in front, and David Hines just pushing him in the back, going for that particular bounce down.
4th kick to Neil Hine. It's an important kick to the legs. It won't quite carry. Ball to ground, and away they go. Boyd with a handball. Northeast. Paddles the ball away. Coming in is Thomas. Handball over the top, back towards Maynard. Chenouth, Maynard with the footy. To Francis. To Ace. Enormous amount of pressure on Norwood. Ace towards centre-half forward. Buckley. And a mark to Buckley. It's a strong mark to Buckley. It's his 3rd mark. Kick number 16 coming up for Buckley. In fact, he's won the most kicks for Norwood tonight. Already booted 1 goal, and chance now to boot his 2nd, going towards the lake end. Boy, do they need these goals. The kick, the goal umpire, wait on the goal umpire, it's home. A goal to Norwood. That's his 2nd.
So 51 plays 35. Norwood, a quick response from their goal by Setri nearly, but not quite. 1 point only. So 52 plays 35. Well, I don't know whether Norwood are really doing enough to come back in this game. They looked threatening earlier in the piece, but they've settled Port Adelaide. They've just taken a bit of control of this game. Hall's the target from Hellier. No crummers, Norwood. Haven't had any all night. Williams it was across the centre. Chenoweth. Solid defender. 12 kicks. Muster in the way. And, been a good player for Norwood tonight. He and Claby have been quite reasonable. 6 marks and 12 kicks. He goes towards Maynard. Ably spilt by Phelps. Geneva does the crumbing. You can see Smith there with plenty of time to settle. But doesn't use it well enough. Hellier reads it well and takes a good mark in defence.
I think for Norwood to get back into this game, they've got to get a little bit more from their running players. I think Keith Thomas, the Francises, Aishes have really got to get back and control this game. I think their small men have outplayed Norwood tonight.
Roman Smith with a long kick up towards full forward. Chance for Darren Smith. Has he kicked it? No, he hasn't. Great smothered by Hellier. In fact, he hasn't played too badly tonight, Rowan Hellier. And it's a minor score only. 1 point. So it's Port Adelaide in front. We've played 9 minutes of this final term. The kick-off by Hellier. Out wide it goes. Rowan Smith, Hines is there. A chance for Claby. Claby with a hurried kick, it'll probably wobble out of play. Staritsky is there, almost has an airy. Picks it up the 2nd time, that's working hard for you. Towards half forward. A loose footy, a chance for Rowe. Playing the ball in front of him. Back it goes. A chance for Michael Ace. Michael Ace into the pocket. Oh, he's found somebody. It's Tony Francis. Bounds away. Has a bounce. In the goal. What's he done? I think he's got it. Norwood coming back on line. Wide well to sport.
Weekly shopping.
Yes. I need fat.
You'd be amazed at the high level of fat in the different foods you choose to eat. And eating too much fat can cause health problems. Fat has been linked with heart disease, strokes, diabetes and cancer. And that's a fat price to pay for any meal. To reduce the amount of fat you're eating, try the recipes in the Serve Less Fat cookbook, available from selected stores.
You really feed them well, dear.
Norwood in a revival, 53 plays 41, 12 points in it. I guess the question on everyone's lips are, can Norwood get back? They really must kick the next goal. Haven't been powerful in the forward line. Mead coming on for Port Adelaide. Well, he was coming on. He's gone back to the bench for now. He's getting instructions, I guess, but Norwood go forward through Scanlon. Out in front, leading the way to the ball was Delaney. Pascoe and Buckley get in each other's way. Aish, Buckley has a look in front of goal, sits it up, but Harrison will be the first there. Plenty of pace. Francis with him. It's his 13th kick. Port Adelaide now, leading in the race to the ball. Marnie takes it along in front of him, Pele style. And the Port Adelaide crowd love him as he pushes the ball out of bounds, right in front of our commentary position. We can see Darren Mead there warming up on the bench, and he'll take, no he doesn't. In fact, Chanel's come off, and he's been replaced by Mark Wharton.
Mark Wharton coming on. That's Hines. Mead on, northeast off also for Port Adelaide. Andrew Ops kicks off the ground. Quite happy for the ball to go out of play. His time fritters away.
John Cole making two quick changes then, Ken. Obviously, and a third interchange player. We've got Wayne Marnie coming off and Foster going on. John Cole wants some fresh legs on that ground now with Norwood coming back strongly.
Not a bad move either, Surface. We see Big John Hall. Scanlon got a high tackle. He'll get the free kick. There's players like Justin Scanlon, Francis, Ace. They've got to get Norwood back into this game, and a 15-metre penalty kick, and Andrew Ops is not happy. Oh, we gave the umpire a word or two. The kick goes towards half forward. Thumped away. Chance for Ace. Lost by Ace. Over to Setri. It's a poor handball. Finds Keith Thomas. Keith Thomas to Scanlon. The legs are into attack once more. Up towards full forward. Thumped away. Togenza with the crumbs. Taken out by Harrison. He bounds away. Goes out wide. Rowan Smith has to sit and takes the mark. Just on the defensive side of centre. Thorpe with him now. Kick number 10 coming up for Rowan Smith. Goes out towards half forward, looking for Foster. With him is Clavey. He's tough. He's hard. Pushes the ball away. Working hard as Iman for Norwood. Ginniver goes in. Clavey with the footy. Hasn't stopped trying. Here they go again. It's Vizza for Norwood. Up towards half forward. Phillips short. Dropped the mark he should have taken. This gives Hine a chance. Hooked it around his body towards Pascoe. But the ball goes out of play. And Rocky, can the legs get back into it?
Well, they've got enough of the ball, Ken, but we've seen them on a couple of occasions. They're going around the boundary line very, very wide. They can't get to, they can't take it through the centre, and that's invariably makes it very, very hard to score. And they haven't really had a forward winning all night other than Buckley. So the test is really there for them. They might be able to scramble a couple. They'd need Ace to get involved here now. He hasn't done a lot tonight. Started off very well. Admittedly, it's his first game for the season. So they really need a forward to fire. Maynard tackled there by Setri. We'll have another throw in. 53 plays 41, 12 points the difference. So we've got 21 minutes plus time on. We've played 13 minutes of the last quarter. Nobody leaving this ground, I can tell you that right now. It's been a great game. It's had everything, as Peter Carey told you earlier. Just no asset of the game has been missed tonight. But I do feel, Ken, that part of the problem Norwood had has been they just really haven't had any crummers. Their forwards have played from behind, and they've really paid the price for the desperate crummers that Port Adelaide have had around the packs.
Throw in. Norwood into attack again to the forward pocket. Chance for Harrison. Or smothered a chance now for Norwood. Francis breaks the tackle back towards the Pascoe. Pascoe, has he kicked the goal? No, he hasn't. The kick's offline, and only 1 point. The difference now, only 11 points on Nine's Wide World of Sports. I hope you're enjoying the telecast coming to you live on Nine. Friday night footy. As we see now, Port Adelaide bringing the ball back into play. Delaney is the player going for the mark. Can't quite take it. Thomas will meet him. That's good hip and shoulder stuff and forces the ball out of play.
Phil, Norwood coming back here, Ken. They're really aggressive. They've lifted their work rate, and I think they're going to make a contest of this game.
Well, I hope they do. Only 11 points the difference. The boundary umpire threw the ball about 4 miles high. Took a month to come down. Thomas up towards full forward. Oh, great grab by the Norwood boy, Pascoe. Gee whiz, that was a useful grab. Now, young Pascoe, no more than about 25 metres from goal. On a very slight angle, going towards the lake end. If he kicks this, fellas, we've got a real game on our hands. Now, we've played, what, 15 minutes into the final term. Great grab. Under enormous amount of pressure. Can he convert? Only his second kick for the night, but is he youngster? The kick's on its way. I think he may have missed. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Rocky.
Second shot for goal in only a minute and a half. And Andrew Pascoe just feeling the pressure, and you could just see him shaking his head. His guts would be wrenching, and he would be hating himself at the moment. Hard way to learn lessons, but that's what pressure's all about. Phelps. Port Adelaide now. Maybe that's just all they needed, just to hold and settle. Staritsky. Nice Shepherd, gives Hine the opportunity. Scanlon, if he can take it, gives off quickly to Hall. Wouldn't have been my choice. Puts Hine under pressure. Rowan Smith to Tregenza. They've done it all night. They're away again, the Magpies. Bad selection of people by Scanlon to give it to a big ruckman standing still. Would have been better chipping away on his left foot, just getting it into the forward line. Geneva, beautifully quick hands. Tregenza, see the run. He's come 150 metres for that. Lovely mark. Wharton only been on the ground a couple of minutes. And the Norwood just paying a direct price for a bad mistake. And Port Adelaide backing each other up, working hard. Tregenza moved 100 metres down the ground there to deliver that ball into the square to Wharton. And they fully deserve to be having a shot for goal. His first, the Magpies 8th on 9's Wide Water Sports.
Down goes the bounce. Taken by John Hall. Oh, and Bizzer runs into a prick ball, and that hurt him. Taken by Foster of Port Adelaide. Away they go. This kid's played superbly tonight, Tregenza. He's a player of the future. Stephen Williams, oh, they're setting up the loose man, Setri, from half forward onto the left foot. Don't tell me, strike me, Pete. What a goal. That's his third goal. Adrian Setri, and he's all smiles. And Port Adelaide now kick their 9th goal. 9 goals, 11-65. Norwood 5-13-43 on 9's Wide Water Sports.
Here we go in replay. Norwood, Port Adelaide's running players using the ball well. Williams using it. Norwood failed to chase their running players into the back lines and paid dearly. It's going to be very difficult for Norwood to get back into this game now, Neville.
Too right it is, and Marnie's back on the ground. He's one player who'll make sure Norwood don't get back into it. He's replaced Obbs. Hall gets his hand to it there. Wharton, their last goal, the second to last goal, it was Francis to Vizza. The youngsters combined pretty well. Norwood still fighting on. Buckley, been their best in the forward line. 2 grabs, 3 grabs. Will he be paid? No, Marnie. Or Delaney it was. Very quickly over the top. 1 point only. Good defensive work. So 9-12-66 with 18 minutes gone. Remember, 21 minutes plus time on. There would probably be, with the goal scored, about 6 or 7 minutes left. Norwood 5-14-44. Probably too much to get. Hines. He's a good ruckman tonight. Had a good game last week as well, Hines. 11 kicks, 8 handballs. He gives it to O'Brien. He can run fast too, this boy. Over the mark, Thomas. Thomas indicates to Argent that he should have called play on. A little slow. Players are always frustrated by that. Players run around the mark. You can't go over it until the umpire calls play on. And they invariably take 2 or 3 seconds to do that, which disadvantages the player on the mark. Nonetheless, O'Brien goes forward. Good mark by Stephen Armand. Came on at 3/4 time. Gives to the back pocket. Vandermeer. Looking for Vizzer on that occasion. Couldn't find it. Tregenza. Still plenty of run in his legs. Norwood not able to chase enough. His 13th kick to centre half forward. Smith. Strong mark. Goes goalwards. You see out in front of that pocket. It's a race by O'Brien and Hillier. O'Brien there first, but couldn't control it. 65 plays 44. And Ken, you wouldn't be making, or Pete, you wouldn't be making any bets on Norwood at the moment.
Here we've got the football park attendance tonight. 12,399 people attended Footy Park tonight.
Yeah, it's been a magnificent contest. Hall taps it down. Vandermeer. Back towards half-back. Aish. Flanked by young Vizza. He's shown a great deal of promise tonight, young Vizza. Kick number 12 for him. Neil Hine couldn't take the mark. Chance for Clavey, working hard. Hard body work there, but it's Port Adelaide through Tregenza. Gee whiz, he's got some legs in this last quarter, but a poor kick on that occasion. Straight to John Hall. He bounds away. Goes towards half-forward. Rowe in front. Takes the mark. Quickly onto his left boot towards full forward. Looking for Buckley. He can't take the mark. Boyd. Gee whiz, that played superbly in defence tonight. The Port Adelaide side, it really has. Comes back towards Wharton at half-back. Stephen Williams, or coming in late as Vizza. That could have almost been a free kick. Stephen Williams wastes no time, gets up, goes to Foster, back to Williams, and back to his target throw. Umpire Laurie Argent right on the spot. Certainly didn't agree, also.
I thought Laurie was a bit tough then. I thought he got it off the palm with a closed fist and should have been allowed to go on.
Tend to agree with you there, Sue. But every time Norwood go in, they just haven't got a crummer, and Port Adelaide too good in defence at the moment. That's Aisha's 9th kick. At the back, Maynard gives to Thomas. Wouldn't normally miss from there, but tonight he has. Maybe he's saving it for the season. 45 plays 65, 20 points in it. We've played 21 minutes, so time on here at Football Park. Final quarter, Port Adelaide play Norwood.
Delaney kicking off. Stephen Williams, did he touch the footy? Yes, he did. Signals the boundary umpire. Tapping his wrist, and the Magpies lead by 20 points as we go into time on in this final term on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Some of the crowd departing here at Footy Park, but gee, it's been a magnificent contest. It really has. Clavey, head down, and he cops a high tackle. Well, Clavey puts his head where I wouldn't put my foot. I tell you, he's as game as Ned Kelly, that bloke. Knows no fear. Kicks up towards centre half forward. Hines. Setri, I'm impressed with this young kid. He's a goer. Tackle, gets a hurry kick away, and out of bounds on the full. Free kick, taken by young Pascoe. Up towards full forward it goes Buckley. Maynard will go high. Neither player able to take the mark. Back to Setri. Will the ball go out of play? Runs into Pascoe, young Setri. Loses the footy and wins a free kick. Well, that was a bit soft, Steve, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think Laurie's lost it in the last minute or so. That's the second free kick he's paid in the last couple of minutes. They're very soft.
Last year's reserves brigade medalist. I said that well. He comes down the wing. It's been a long night, and I agree with you, Sue. I think Laurie Argent's a bit tired. So am I.
Yes, Adrian Setri winning last year's reserves McGarry medal. I love it, Rock. It was fantastic. High and over the top to Clavey. To Rowe, he's tackled. Chance for Staritsky. Gee whiz. Tyler runs into his own man, pushes him out the way. Oh, young Setri. Sam Ace comes out with the football. Darren Vizza. It wobbles off the side of the boot. On off hands and out of play. Half forward left. It is for the Red Legs. We've played 23 minutes into the final term, and it's the Maggies by 20 points. And still, the Maggies have got the wood on the Red Legs. They couldn't beat them at all last year. And 1989, they've started in the same vein. You've got a hand at the Magpies. We all love to beat them, but they're a great side. They really are. Umpire Laurie Argent there, looking as young as ever. Game number 304, and does he love his umpiring? Got a good suntan too. Down goes the bounce. Over towards Port Adelaide player on that occasion, couldn't quite get it out. Picked around by Stephen Williams, back to O'Brien. But both sides now, Soup, starting to tire, filling the pitch.
Yeah, the pace has gone right off the game. 17-minute mark. Oh, there's John Cole there. Would be a relaxed man now with Port Adelaide safely got the game in their hand.
Yes, you're right there, Soup, right on the siren. So it's Port Adelaide running out winners by 20 points in a magnificent contest. Port Adelaide, 9 goals, 11-65. The Redlegs, 5-15-45 on 9 Wide World of Sports. Welcome back to Football Park, and there you saw some of the action from headquarters tonight with Port Adelaide running out winners by 20 points. A fantastic game of football, Peter. Plenty of pressure and a typical Port Norwood clash.
It was a great game, Ken. I thought right up to the 17-minute mark of that last quarter when Andrew Pascoe had a shot from about 20 metres out, would have put Norwood within 5 points. He missed the shot, and then Port Adelaide ran it down and were 4 goals in front 2 minutes later and the game was over.
Yeah, there you see the quarter-by-quarter scores and nothing in the game at all. 17 points at one stage by Port Adelaide, but Norwood came back in that final term, Pete, and for one brief moment I thought they had some chance to take the game away.
Oh, I did. You know, if Andrew Pascoe had kicked that goal, it was 5 points and he missed it, and Port Adelaide just dominated the game. Norwood in the first quarter were very good, and 2 goals 7. If they had taken off the full use of those opportunities, it could have been a different story. But that's footy.
Yeah, I think it was Port Adelaide's smaller players tonight, as Neville said in the call. They crumbed the ball off the packs and around the packs far better than Norwood tonight.
Yeah, and that's usually Norwood's strong point.
Yeah, it is.
They've got Francis,
Aish.
Rowe, Aish, Thomas. Usually a really strong point for Norwood, and but Port Adelaide's Stephen Williams, I thought young Daryl Chenoweth again has gone on fantastically well. And,
yes.
Geez, he's going to be a good player. Looks very good.
Top player. Well, it was a magnificent game. Let's go to David Mackay in the Port Adelaide rooms.
Thanks, KG. Tim, a 20-point margin. The finish made it look easy, but it wasn't an easy game, was it?
Oh, no way. Norwood came out with everything. They really committed themselves a lot, and obviously they wanted to win as much as we did. And I was quite impressed with the way they approached the ball, and our blokes had to get on their toes straight away.
I think everyone was surprised with the way you both approached the ball. It was one of the fiercest games. In fact, it's the most fierce game I've seen pre-season ever.
Yeah, well, it's like that, Port and Norwood always, whether we play pre-season, whether we play a trial match out at Woodney, we just go straight out, because we like to win, we like to beat each other, and, we both got respect for each other, and, it was just another Port Norwood clash, and it's always hard, you never get an easy kick out there.
Well, you only had a 4-day break. Were you surprised perhaps at your fitness? A few people thought you might have faded after half-time, but just got better and better.
Actually, I think that's more our forte lately. We seem to come better in the second half. We start a bit slow, and we had a couple of bad slow starts last year, but we get it out of our system, but we like to run on in the second half. It's not a good habit. We want to play 4 quarters, but it was very pleasing the way we did run on, and maybe Jack will cut out a few 200s now.
Maybe he might. A few people in the grandstand were thinking perhaps this was a curtain call for this year's grand final. It certainly could well have been the way the game was played.
Oh, that's a long way from there now. We know how hard it is to get there now, and an Escort Cup game at March 10th, I don't think you can start talking about grand finals, but sure, the commitment's there from both sides, so it could be anything.
On tonight's performance, you might be right.
Thanks very much anyway.
Thanks, Tim.
As David Mackay talking to Tim Jenner, gee, he's a likeable bloke, Serpent. I really don't believe he gets the credit for the way that he plays. I reckon he's a great player, young Tim Jenner.
Yeah, fantastic guy off the field and a real competitor on the field. Never stops working. Does a lot of the hard work that goes unnoticed in footy, the shepherding and the tackling and the chasing, and that's what really counts, and that's what makes Port Adelaide a good side, that they've got players willing to work, share the ball, run up, shepherd. They are a good side.
So why are they like that? Why? Why is it Port Adelaide when they are never ever beaten, are they, the Magpies?
They're not. They never give up.
No,
they've got a tremendous amount of tradition. They've got the best record in South Australia, and they are a great club and a club everyone likes beating. But geez, it's certainly hard to do it.
Well, just repeating the score there, of course, Port Adelaide home by 20 points in what was a magnificent contest here at Football Park.